Hi everyone, I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. I am a soul therapist and an intuitive that connects with the angelic energy. This is your weekly reading where we talk all about what to expect that's happening here within the weekly energy and how we can make the most of this energy. So how we can best navigate the week. We're going to dive in. So I'm curious how you guys are experiencing this energy. I have found it to be incredibly empowering in a lot of ways, incredibly driving in a lot of ways. There's an intensity, but I think that the intensity is more about pushing us to the places that we need to be. Remember, we've been talking about how we're being prepared. There's this preparation as we get closer to these eclipses here in the month of October. There's this preparation that's happening for us that is supporting us on our best path. I feel like there's this energy that's working together where we're being shown the actions that we're needing to take to get us to where we need to be. And then this eclipse energy is going to step in and just like help to carry us to where we need to be, if that makes sense, right? So it's like this co-creation. It's this working together to support us in stepping into our destiny, to support us in stepping into a new chapter. And it's so powerful. And there's so much that's happening right now. I'm curious what you guys have going on. I'm curious what's developing in your lives. Notice what's developing. Notice what's happening. Notice where you're feeling called to take action. I think that we do have more clarity right now. You might not be totally clear on things, but I do think that we have a lot more clarity than we've had over the course of the past month. And things are starting to make sense. Answers are starting to float to the surface. So definitely pay attention to that, because I do feel like there's a little bit of an energy of recognizing an answer or recognizing a solution or how we're feeling called to move forward and then talking ourselves out of it. That's just our fear. So it's important that once we see things clearly, that we are taking those actions, taking those steps, following through with those intuitive prompts so that we are getting ourselves ready for the rest of this energy that's to come. And so I think that we are seeing things clearly and looking at the world in a different way, looking at our lives in a different way, looking at things from new perspectives. So you might even notice over the past month, how has that shifted for me? What am I seeing differently? What am I seeing more clearly? And if you don't know what I'm talking about with this sense of clarity, you can ask for that. And I do feel that that's coming in this week. So if you're not already there, ask for that, and I promise you'll be shown. There was some things that I was feeling kind of confused about over the past week, and so I just asked, can it be shown to me? Can you show me? Can you provide me with the answers? And it makes me laugh a little bit, the ways that the answers will come in. Whether you, for me, it was actually seeing something with my own eyes that helped me to put the pieces of a puzzle together to help me to understand that. And and another piece of that was like somebody sharing information with me just kind of out of the blue. So it came together, and it's helping me to see things more clearly. And in other ways, I had people reach out about things that helped me to get clear on the direction on where this is going. So I think that we're working with this energy right now. It's going to be really helpful to put that out there to your angels, to your higher power, and just say, please help to show me the way. I really want to understand this. And then making sure that we're following through with action or following through with the direction that we're being shown that we need to take. The other part of that is that I think emotionally, we've been through a lot. We've been doing a lot of work, but this week is a little bit of like dust yourself off and get back up energy. Maybe that's what I should call this video, is dust yourself off and get back up, because that is this energy. That is where we're at, where it's like, yep, we've been through a lot. We've been working through a lot. There's been a lot of shadow work that we've been doing. But at the same time, there's this excitement to get back to life, to move forward with some things, to be open, even though there may have been pain or things didn't work out in the past. There's very much this, I got a message when I was connecting with this energy of making sure that we're not letting the past dictate the future. And I think that we're ready to not let the past dictate the future. We're kind of moving out of that energy. We've been reflecting on the past for quite some time, and we're kind of moving out of that energy and starting to understand that we can move forward, and we can move forward in a way that's open, that's vulnerable. Maybe we don't even know what we're opening to, because I think that while there's a lot of clarity, there's also a lot of cloudiness in terms of exactly what this path is going to look like. So letting that be led, letting ourselves be shown, letting our intuition guide the way, and also trusting in that vision. I think that is really, really important here with all of this. But doing that in a way that is open and is vulnerable and isn't like shooting down every idea that comes to mind, or isn't letting fear shut us down, or isn't holding ourselves back simply because we're afraid, right? Letting ourselves be open, thinking about the energy that I'm feeling is the way that when we're kids, we're so much more open to our dreams, to our visions, to our possibilities. And we're so much more vulnerable because we haven't learned how to protect ourselves yet. And that's the energy that I'm feeling, is like, can we kind of go back into that energy a little bit? I realize we've had life experience. I realize that there sometimes is a need or a feeling of a need to protect ourselves, but can we say, you know what, I'm going to just open a bit more in a more vulnerable way to this. I'm going to dare to dream. I'm going to dare to be open to the possibility that things can be great. We don't always have to expect that it's not going to work out, or, it's okay to get excited about things, is in part what I'm trying to say. It's okay to get excited about things without having that fallback of, how do I want to say this with words? That fallback of like protecting yourself, like saying like, oh, it's okay if it doesn't work out, when really we want to be like boldly excited and open-heartedly excited and just really vulnerable. Like, I want this so much, and I want it so much that I'm willing to completely open myself up to this, without necessarily feeling the net or the backup plan, just letting ourselves dive all the way into this, because this is the other part of the message, is that right now we're being called to give it everything we've got. I had a conversation with somebody a couple of weeks ago, and he said to me, basically like, get the fuck back on the horse. Right? I've been feeling a little burnt out with some things. I've been feeling like it's been difficult to catch up on everything. And so I was feeling kind of disconnected from purpose, from like doing the things that I needed to do. And that just like was that reminder for me. And that's kind of this energy. Again, it's that energy of dust yourself off and get back up. Get back on the horse. Whatever that is for you, whatever it is that you know that you are being called to work on. I was feeling like I didn't have the energy to do it. But once I decided that, I connected with the energy to do it. I've been getting a lot done. I've been really, really productive with the things that I'm feeling called to be productive with right now, the things that I'm being called to work on. And it feels really, really good. It doesn't feel stuck anymore. It feels like it's ready to move forward. And that is a collective energy. So get back up and dust yourself off and give it everything you have, whatever it is, whether it's a project that you're working on, your work that you're working on, a business, maybe like you've just recently decided, you know what, I'm going to open to this relationship and I'm going to give it everything I have. I'm not going to hold parts of myself back. I'm just going to be open and present, or I'm going to let the best version of myself lead the way with this thing, whatever this is, every single step of the way. That is going to set us up for success, not being halfway in. This is like a go all in scenario. But that also is going to require us to let go of certain things. We are very much in a clearing process as well. And so maybe the thing that you're giving everything you've got toward is to be willing to clear something that you know no longer serves you, that you know isn't right for you, I think that it's important right now that we're assessing where do I feel like I've wandered off my path a little bit or a lot. It's not too late. It's never too late to get back onto that path, but we have to choose it, and we have to get back onto the path, and we have to come out of it. I have felt like the past few months have been a little bit like a dream, in a way that it just, everything has felt blurry and unclear, and it's been difficult to really dig in and do what we need to do. But I feel like the energy this week is really supporting that and allowing for that. So can we lean into this and do the things that we know that we need to be doing? Or where did I step off path or step away from a goal or step away from something I was working on because I got irritated with the lack of progress, or I wasn't happy with the level of progress that I was making? But if it's something that your soul is calling for, come back to it, right? And maybe even take a look at how you're measuring that. If your measurement of that is that it makes me feel good and that it makes me feel like I'm living in purpose, isn't that enough of a measure, right? But as we're doing that, like, by the way, that brings all of the other good stuff with it. So can we just hold the vision, keep working on the vision, keep it, or come back to the vision in a lot of cases, because I think a lot of us have stepped away from specific things. And also not letting the past dictate the future. So even if something didn't go well before, I mean, maybe we need to re-strategize. Maybe we need to take a look at doing this a different way, make adjustments to our behaviors or circumstances or whatever. But we can ask for that guidance as well to show us the way. And then once we're clear on that, can we move forward, and can we have a different result? Can we show up in a different energy, show up in a different action with the same goal and get a different result? Because I feel like all of this is so important. So this is that preparation for the eclipses that I think are going to help to move us even further along this path that we're destined to be on. That's what I'm feeling here with these eclipses. So allowing that, making that room, taking those actions, doing those things that we need to be doing in order to allow ourselves to get there. You're also going to find, we might be on the edge of our seat a little bit because there's a lot of plot twists. There's a lot of curveballs. There's a lot that's surprising, but it feels like a lot of good surprises as well. So it's not just, it's surprising in the way that it's throwing us off, or that it's surprising in a way that it's ruining our lives. In fact, I don't feel like any of this is meant to ruin our lives. All of this is meant to bring us to where we're destined to be. So work with the energy, move with the energy, let the energy move you. This is not the time to procrastinate. I'm hearing that very clearly in my head right now. Not the time to procrastinate. So making sure that we're not procrastinating those things that are wanting to be taken care of right now. I think we have a really beautiful window of energy to take care of things, to come back to things, to do those things. How are you guys doing? Do you guys know what I'm talking about here with this? What's that thing that you need to come back to? Comment it, or put it in comments. Or what's that thing you have to open your heart to? What's that thing that you see more clearly? Commenting helps to connect your energy with this reading, but it also helps you to foster and further that commitment that you're making to yourself, right? When you put it out there into words, it creates a different energy. And by the way, speaking of energy, please like this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube if you're watching this on my YouTube. I always do these videos live on my Facebook as well. So make sure I put that Facebook link below because you want to watch me live and jump in on that live. But also please subscribe to my Facebook or to my YouTube channel. I share some different things over there. And if you guys are not in my membership yet, I put up basically on all of my socials an opportunity for you, number one, to get my free angel guide. It's basically an angel guide for what angel to call on for what and how do we call on the angels. So sign up for my email listing, you will get that, but then you will also get a separate email that gives you a significant discount for my membership for the first month. So you get it for $2.22. It's only $9.99 a month anyway, but I have all kinds of things up there. I have monthly energy session to help you to clear and manage your energy field, because those of you who watch this usually are very energy sensitive and we need tools to help balance our energy field. There's all kinds of other tools for personal development, spiritual development, intuition development. I have my energy class coming up tomorrow, how to master your energy field. That's going to be in my membership. All kinds of things, a monthly reading where I go through all of the details, so many things. So anyway, check that out. That's up on all my platforms. I'll make sure I put the link in this on the YouTube below so that you can get yourself on the email listing and get the deals. All right, so let me connect with these cards. I mean, if this just doesn't say exactly what I said to you. We're going to start out with the Ace of Wands. That's my go for it card. This is my give it everything you've got, right? Move in the direction of what you're feeling passionate about, where there's been a fire lit under your ass, head in that direction. Where are you feeling creative? Where are you feeling like you want to start something? Where are you feeling like you want to come back to something? Follow this. There's a lot of creative energy right now. Follow that. I also think that this is opportunities being offered to us. Maybe opportunities in work or how we're going to be spending our time and energy. But if something is offered to you and it's a hell yes, take it. Take it. This is a hell yes energy. And we need to be moving in the direction of those things that feel like a hell yes. And again, let it be a hell yes. Let your heart be all the way open to that. Don't let it be a hell kind of yes. Let it be an all the way hell yes, okay? So let yourself be open and move in that direction. But I think that we're going to be really clear. If it's a hell yes, like you're going to be really clear on that. You're going to be really clear on the direction that you want to go in. And again, I feel like there can be that energy of fear trying to hold us back. Whenever we decide that we're going to do something great, fear always steps in after that and tries to hold us back and keep us stuck and keep us in these old ways of doing things or in our comfort zone. Your comfort zone does not always serve you. In fact, it very rarely does. We want to be constantly progressing and growing and developing, and this is our opportunity to do it. So wherever there's that opportunity to grow, progress, develop, move in the direction of what lights you up, make sure that you're doing that. 10 of Swords, but we need to make sure that we're letting go of the things that we need to let go of. There are things in our energy right now that we have been holding on to for a long time, and like this is not something you don't know about. This is something that you know, that you're like, yeah, I know I need to let that go. I know I need to move forward from that. I know it's time. I know. That's very much this energy, right? And this is just that willingness. And sometimes that willingness is simply to say, I hand this up to you, God. I let this go. I choose to let this go. I choose to step away from this, and I choose to move forward. And then you let your actions reflect that. You behave in a way that suggests to your entire energy system, to your entire brain, and just your whole system, that you're done, that you're moving forward, that you're letting go. I think that if we can do that, that's going to be incredibly powerful. Then we have the 10 of Wands, lots of 10s in reverse. We're letting go, we're moving on, but we're in the process of that, okay? So this is about making space. And some of that making space is, how do I want to be spending my time and energy, and how do I not want to be spending my time and energy? If you are doing a job that you absolutely hate, that is crushing your soul, this is calling for you to step away from that. The universe will take care of you. And I think that that's really important. Of course, you have to do that in your own timing and in the way that your intuition dictates that, but it's time, right? And where do you need to set more boundaries, and where do you need to say no? Where do you need to be where do you want to be investing your time, and where do you not want to be investing your time? And if you have to make some tweaks to that to allow for that moving forward in the future, what are the tweaks that you need to make? Where are the small steps that you can take in that direction? Because I think that this is a progression. We're working toward releasing that and letting that go. But I also feel like the 10 of Wands sometimes is about a burden as well. And I just think that we're releasing ourselves from some burdens. And some of those burdens, by the way, are things that we made up in our head. They're stories that we've told ourselves in our mind. It's not real, right? So I think that we're letting go of those burdens that in some cases are real, and it's just time to set ourselves free from, but also those things that we've told ourselves are a burden or are a problem or that we need to be afraid of, that we don't actually have to be afraid of. Like, how many things do we worry about on a regular basis that really are just bullshit? Making sure that we're paying attention to that and calling ourselves out on that, because I think that that's really important. Because another 10, I just realized this, 3 10s in a row, 10 of cups. Now that one's upright because we're moving in the direction of our happiness. But we can't do that if we are committed to our misery, if we are committed to things that make us wildly unhappy. We have to let those go in order to make space for the happy family, for the fulfillment. This is all about a very fulfilled life. And you can see, like, you can get the vibe from the card. It's very happy, right? And it's being surrounded with the people that we want to be surrounded with and the circumstances in our life that allow us to feel fulfilled. If it doesn't align for you authentically, if it doesn't fulfill you, it's probably not going to make it through. Like, this is a final cut, right? And we're making final cuts on some things so that we can move in the direction of our happiness, or we're at least preparing for that final cut. Some people, like, you're not quite there yet, and that's okay too. But how do you make the preparation to prepare to clear that out of your life so that you can take the reins back to your own life? 3 of Pentacles. Can we be open to letting other people help us with all of this? I think that we pulled this definitely last week, maybe the past 2, right? So this is about collaborating, working together, letting people help us, working together with people with a shared mission or goal. And so part of what might be coming through, and I've certainly seen this for myself, but are opportunities coming through where it's like, hey, I think I can help you with this. Hey, I think that we can make this great together. Or connecting with the right people that are going to support this vision and these goals that you have for yourself. Be open to that. You don't have to do this all by yourself. Man, am I learning that message or that lesson, and it's not an easy lesson, but the stubborn Taurus in me wants to hang on to that sometimes, but I'm definitely opening to the help and to people supporting my journey and helping to bring what they do best to the table so that I can shine in the areas of how I do my best. Last card that we have here is the Fool card in reverse, because we're preparing. We're preparing for the new chapter. We're preparing for the new journey. I think we had the Fool card in reverse the last time. So we're getting ready to take a leap of faith. We're doing all of that prep work. We're building it up, and we might even be taking leaps of faith right now. Don't hold back. Don't wait just because the Fool card came up in reverse, right? If it's your time, it's your time. But if it also feels like you're preparing, then prepare. I like to be prepared. I'm going to just take an immediate leap of faith. I like to take a little time and feel into it. And then when I get that prompt, I get that prompt. But in the meantime, I'm doing that prep work to make sure that I'm setting myself up for best case scenario in the meantime. So definitely preparation for a leap of faith. And I think part of that preparation is in building our faith, building our trust. Can we lean in and just say, hey, God, can you help me with this? Universe, can you help me with this? And I'm trusting you, or I'm trusting these signs, these synchronicities that are coming through for me. And I'm choosing to lean in, even if I'm terrified, even if I'm not sure where this is going, but I know that my intuition is leading me here. So I hope that that makes sense. I hope that these messages resonate with you. Let me know how they resonate with you. I always love to hear that in comments. Some of you are so awesome about that. You guys have been so amazing and so supportive. Thank you so much. If you haven't liked this video yet, make sure you like it. If you're watching this on my YouTube, make sure you subscribe. And thank you so much. I will see you soon with another video. Take care, guys.